If Toyota's famous for making the most resilient cars to ever exist, it's because of what happens inside their factories right before their cars come out brand new. There are 4 production secrets that make all the difference with the average German car, especially the last one, which makes Toyota one of the few car brands that truly care about their customers. So stick till the end to discover why a Toyota should be your next car. Everyone has seen that famous ad from Toyota, which shows 2 men driving down a country road until they encounter a Toyota that broke down on the side of the road. The driver instantly thinks that it's a trap, because Toyotas never break down. Well, guess what? This legendary ad went viral afterwards, but what's even more impressive is that it's factual and everyone agrees with it. But nearly no one knows truly why Toyotas never break down. If you haven't noticed it, almost every car maker is deep into the hype of infotainment, self-driving cars, and whatever other feature that makes the average person even lazier than they already are. Almost every car manufacturer except Toyota. The number one secret that makes Toyotas unbreakable is their conservative engineering philosophy. Instead of rushing to integrate any new features in their cars, they focus on taking what already exists and making it better. If you pay close attention, you'll realise that Toyota doesn't sell forced induction cars straight from the factory, as opposed to the Mercedes C43, for example, which comes with a turbocharged inline-4 right off the dealership. By keeping their cars naturally aspirated, they relieve the engine from a huge amount of pressure, which makes it last way longer. Moreover, when hybrids became the hype, they took a long time before releasing any hybrid car because they had to test the durability of every component, such as power inverters and battery cooling systems. By sticking to traditional engineering, Toyota's able to produce robust engines that last way longer, avoiding any new and untested features that could bring a ton of issues and need for maintenance. Now, you might think that since Toyota doesn't push new features directly into their cars, it means that they're putting $0 into innovating their cars, which is totally false. If Toyota allows themselves to focus on what already works, it would mean that they make it even better. Which brings us to secret number 2 that makes Toyotas unbreakable: the over-engineering of critical components. What these fancy words basically mean is that Toyota wants to produce cars that last longer, so they will make car parts that are stronger and capable of enduring a lot of pressure. You might think that it's a no-brainer, but if we take the example of the transmission used by Toyota, which is produced by Aisin, they're particularly small and feature less components, reducing the friction inside the gearbox, which makes it last over 300,000 kilometers. The simple fact that there's a different company dedicated to producing Toyota's gearboxes makes those gearboxes even better, because 100% of that company's focus is to make transmissions. A second element that Toyota thinks about when designing their engines is the materials they use. Since they don't spend their money in trying to have all the newest technologies in their cars, they can spend it on research and development of stronger materials. For example, the 1ZZ and the 2AR were made using silamine, a metal alloy that is much stronger and resistant than regular aluminium. Now that we know how Toyota designs their parts to make them unbreakable, it's time to step into the real stuff. Make sure to subscribe to not miss anything cars and business. If you don't know who Toyota's CEO is, you should be ashamed, because he's the only CEO who's truly passionate about delivering actual cars to his customers. For example, featuring manual transmissions and limited assistance in the most recent GR models he released. His name is Akio Toyoda, and his passion for his work brings us to secret number 3 that makes Toyotas unbreakable: extensive real-world testing. Akio Toyoda was always a big fan of track days, but the moment he became vice president of the company, the other executives prohibited him from driving because it would, according to them, destroy the company's image. He decided to race for Gazoo Racing under the nickname Maurizio, just like Verstappen raced in the ring under the name Franz Hermann. He kept hiding his identity until he became the CEO of Toyota in 2009. Even today, Akio Toyoda is the first person to test the cars that Toyota releases, especially the GR line. But even before becoming CEO, Toyota went through extensive testing before release. For example, the Land Cruiser was driven in extreme conditions, whether it's the Middle Eastern desert, the Australian outback, or even the cold setting of Hokkaido. Thus, any potential issues could be addressed way before production, avoiding all the recalls that other companies suffer from nowadays. Even if we take a look at the hybrid models that Toyota released, the batteries were tested through accelerated aging simulations, making sure they could be used for more than 10 years without any failures. Secret number 4 that makes Toyotas unbreakable is the most unique production secret that Toyota has, and it's called the Toyota Production System, aka TPS. TPS is basically a production philosophy that embodies 2 Japanese concepts: Jidoka, which means built-in quality, and Kaizen, which means continuous improvement. These 2 concepts give every worker in Toyota's production line the ability to stop the production if they detect an issue, as well as the ability to fix it. Moreover, every component of the car is constantly checked and verified to ensure that the machines are working perfectly fine. By undergoing this verification process, every small issue is fixed before becoming a big one, which shows that Toyota's philosophy is all about delivering the most value to their customer, rather than selling a load of technical features that turn out to not be sustainable on the long term. If this video had to be summarized in exactly 2 words, it would be Toyota cares. Don't forget to subscribe to not miss anything cars and business.